probably would like to see Ryan Feltner able to get through 6
Sure.
innings, but this has been 4 consecutive starts for him where he's left you guys in the game every single time.
Well, you know, he's getting better. You know, he's doing some things that lead us to believe that he's making progress, which is what we want from a rookie starting pitcher. And we're doing some things with him that are, I wouldn't say drastic, but are a little bit different than what he was doing in the minor leagues. So he's learning on the fly in the big leagues, and he's you know, for the most part, succeeding. So that's a good thing. I said this morning. He's a good learner. He has a thirst for information, which is great. And to put it between the lines, it's good to see. Now, he's not a finished product. Nobody is, but he's making some marked improvements.
But he had 7 Ks today,
Yeah.
and that swing and miss has been in his arsenal for a while. Anything particular you saw today that where he came the Brewers?
There were some good fastballs inside that, you know, I gotta look at the video, but it looked like they had some run that came back on the inside part of the plate to the lefties. There's a couple good breaking balls, you know, for swing and miss, which I like to see. The good curveball. There was a terrific sinker. You know, one of his later strikeouts. I think it was to either McCutcheon or I gotta recall that. That was a really good pitch. There's some really quality pitches that have movement and you know, to the fastball velocity, and the breaking pitches are a couple different types. Now, and there's a strikeout in there, right? Only 1 walk, but the inefficiency is something we have to continue to address, right? The pitch count sort of elevates. There's some bigger misses in there that we have to shrink. But you're right. 7 strikeouts and 5 1/3 is, you know, it's nice stuff.
And one more from me. I know that Justin Lawrence, you've long liked his stuff.
Sure.
His potential.
Right.
And I know 1 home run doesn't tell you
Yeah.
everything about the guy, but at this stage, as we move into September, what are you seeing from Justin?
Well, he's been pitching well. You know, you've noticed, Patrick, that we put him in, you know, more important spots in the game, and he's delivered. So, you know, he's a guy that I think is getting in the strike zone much better. You look at the initial walk rate, walks to innings pitched, very poor. Now you look at it recently, he's throwing strikes. Strikeouts are up, walks are down, hits are down. So that's a good sign for him. You know, he's a young pitcher still figuring this out at this level. You see the big strikeout numbers in the minors. You see the strikeout here in the big leagues. You saw the elevated walks before he got sent down. Now he's back. So he's throwing strikes, which is good. So again, you know, from that angle, you know, in the mid-90s with a breaking ball that he's throwing for strikes, it's good. So he's on his way. You know, we need him to continue this next month to make progress like he has been, and he can be a real big part of a bullpen.
What are those things you're doing differently with Feltner now?
Well, there's some delivery things, Danielle, that we're doing with him, and there's some things that Daryl and him are working on as far as his right leg and how. I don't want to get too technical. You can talk to him. I mean, I don't want to get too technical right here, but we can talk for lengthy amount of time here on what we're trying to do. But a little bit delivery stuff, a little bit with his conviction to keeping the ball down with his fastball. You know, his mindset on keeping the ball down in this ballpark. So, but a lot of it's delivery, and a lot of it's, you know, his. You know, changing his mindset to be able to keep the ball down.
When you have a lot of lower service time offensive players,
right.
How important is it to be patient and say, hey, and just give them those opportunities?
It's very patient, right? I mean, it's very important to be patient. I'm sorry. Yeah, you look from Togley on down, right? And even Rogers has, you know, 2 years of service time. You know, it's important to be patient with these guys. I mean, they're learning, right? I mean, Togley on down to Trejo, you know, it's a young group with service time. So, and they're learning, you know, each and every at bat, each and every inning.
Michael, you mentioned Tolia had a couple nice defensive plays. How did you think of his home debut? Didn't look nervous, look fine?
No, I think he's under control. I think he's confident. Sean, I think he's in a good place. He's coming off a little run in AAA where he was seeing the ball well and doing some good stuff. He always plays good defense at first, and we've seen him in right. He's learning each and every at bat with these guys. AAA pitching, AA pitching is much different than the big leaguers. And he's figuring that out. But he's being competitive, which I like. And he's got a good head on his shoulders. We think that he can be a complete player, but it's still, so early for him. But this is good experience for him. Good experience for Bouchard. Treo's been up and down. Servin really the first year. Lawrence, Bird, Feltner. All these guys are learning. Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man.